The Flame and the Forge, exploring the legacy of Vulcan, master craftsman of the gods. Far above the mortal realm, in the glittering peaks of Mount Olympus, where the gods held dominion over the fates of all things, Vulcan was a figure both revered and pitted. His life, forged in fire and tempered by suffering, is a tale of resilience, artistry, and enduring impact on the mortal world. The unwanted child. Vulcan's origin was fraught with hardship. Born to Jupiter and Juno, the king and queen of the gods, his birth was meant to symbolize their union's power. However, Juno's joy turned to dismay when she gazed upon her newborn son. Vulcan was deformed, with twisted legs that marked him as different from his radiant, godly kin. In a fit of rejection, Juno hurled him from the heights of Olympus. The infant god tumbled through the heavens, his cries swallowed by the wind, and fell into the sea. The impact should have killed him, but the divine blood in his veins kept him alive. He sank to the ocean floor, where he was discovered by two sea nymphs, Thetis and Eurynome. They took pity on the abandoned child and raised him in a hidden grotto beneath the waves. The forge beneath the sea. In the underwater sanctuary, Vulcan discovered his first love, fire. Though surrounded by water, he found volcanic vents that spewed molten rock and intense heat. He was captivated by their raw, untamed energy. With the help of the nymphs, he began to experiment, fashioning crude tools and weapons from the molten rock. As years passed, Vulcan's skill grew. He crafted intricate jewelry for Thetis and Eurynome, including pearls set in gold and diadems that shimmered like sunlight on the sea. Word of his creations reached the surface, drawing the attention of gods and mortals alike. The return to Olympus. Vulcan's life changed forever when he crafted a gift of unparalleled beauty, a golden throne. This throne was unlike any other, adorned with delicate carvings and encrusted with jewels. He sent it to Juno, his estranged mother, as a token of peace. Overcome by its splendor, Juno eagerly sat upon it, only to find herself ensnared by invisible chains that bound her to the seat. The gods, unable to free their queen, turned to Vulcan. Jupiter himself descended to Vulcan's forge and offered him a place among the Olympians in exchange for releasing Juno. Though bitter over his mother's rejection, Vulcan saw the opportunity to reclaim his birthright. He freed Juno and ascended to Olympus, where he took his rightful place among the gods, the master of the forge. Once on Olympus, Vulcan established himself as the divine blacksmith. His forge, located beneath Mount Etna, was a marvel of engineering, powered by the fire of the earth itself. Assisted by the Cyclopes, he worked tirelessly to create artifacts of immense power and beauty, creations of the gods. Vulcan's forge birthed many legendary items. 1. Jupiter's thunderbolts. With the Cyclopes, he forged the thunderbolts that became Jupiter's primary weapon, capable of splitting mountains and quelling rebellions. 2. The armor of Achilles. A masterpiece of craftsmanship, this armor made Achilles nearly invincible during the Trojan War. 3. Aeneas's shield. Crafted at the behest of Venus, it depicted the future glory of Rome, intertwining Vulcan's legacy with the destiny of the mortal world. 4. Pandora's box. Vulcan sculpted Pandora, the first woman, from clay at Jupiter's command. Her infamous box unleashed suffering upon humanity, reminding mortals of the god's power. 5. The chains of Prometheus. When Prometheus defied the gods by giving fire to humans, Vulcan forged the unbreakable chains that bound him to a rock. Marriage to Venus. Vulcan's marriage to Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, was as tumultuous as it was symbolic. Jupiter arranged their union, hoping to placate Vulcan and prevent Venus from causing discord among the gods with her beauty. Though Vulcan adored Venus, she did not return his affections. Her heart belonged to Mars, the god of war, and she engaged in numerous affairs with him. When Vulcan discovered their infidelity, he devised a cunning trap. He wove a net of golden chains so fine it was invisible but unbreakable. He ensnared the lovers in the act and summoned the gods to witness their shame. Though the incident humiliated Venus and Mars, it did little to heal Vulcan's wounded heart. The marriage remained a union of convenience, and Vulcan poured his energy into his forge rather than his personal life. The duality of fire. Vulcan's domain, fire, embodies duality. On one hand, fire is a force of destruction, capable of reducing cities to ash. On the other, it is a source of creation, enabling humanity to forge tools, cook food, and build civilizations. Vulcan himself embodied this paradox. His temper, like the fires of his forge, could be fierce and unforgiving, yet his creations brought order and beauty to the world. Volcanoes and fires. Vulcan's earthly manifestations often came in the form of volcanic eruptions. These eruptions, though feared by mortals, were seen as signs of his presence and activity. Temples dedicated to Vulcan were often built near volcanoes, and offerings were made to appease his fiery wrath. Vulcan's role among mortals. Among mortals, Vulcan was both a benefactor and a warning. Blacksmiths, artisans, and engineers revered him as their patron god. He was credited with teaching humanity the secrets of metallurgy and fire. Festivals such as the Vulcanalia, celebrated on August 23rd, honored him with offerings of fish and small animals, seeking his favor and protection from destructive fires. A symbol of resilience, Vulcan's life story resonated deeply with mortals. He was a god who overcame rejection, physical imperfection, and personal betrayal to become indispensable to the divine order. His story served as a reminder that even the most humble beginnings could lead to greatness through determination and skill. Legacy and influence. Even after the decline of the Roman pantheon, Vulcan's legacy endured. His association with fire and craftsmanship influenced countless myths, stories, and traditions. In modern times, his name is evoked in terms like volcano, a testament to his enduring presence in human consciousness. In the realms of art, science, and industry, Vulcan's influence is unmistakable. Every time a craftsman hammers metal into shape, every time an engineer designs a machine, and every time an artist turns raw materials into beauty, Vulcan's spirit is alive. The eternal flame. Vulcan, the god of fire and forge, is a figure of enduring power and complexity. His story is one of struggle and triumph, rejection and redemption, and the transformative power of creativity. In every spark of fire, every ring of the anvil, and every act of creation, Vulcan's essence burns bright. A reminder that from the crucible of hardship comes the brilliance of art and innovation. Vulcan, the Roman god of fire and blacksmithing, stands apart from many other deities due to his unique mastery over creation and craftsmanship. Unlike Jupiter, whose thunderbolts symbolize raw, destructive power, Vulcan wields the transformative power of fire, turning chaos into order through his forge. While Mars represents the brute force of war, Vulcan's weapons and armor equip heroes with the tools to achieve victory. His strength lies not in combat but in ingenuity. He forges divine artifacts that shape the destinies of gods and mortals alike, such as Jupiter's thunderbolts and Aeneas's shield. In contrast to Venus, the goddess of love and beauty,